Darth Miragius, and welcome back to Greatest Battles. In this episode, I get my hands on a Sith Apprentice lightsaber. To wit, that means that I was able to cut down and crush any opponent that stood in my way. So, what are we waiting for? Let's see this in action. Alright, let's see what we can do here then, shall we? Alright. So landing near what they call Slappy Shores. I believe that's what it's called anyway. I'm going to be researching this in greater detail very shortly. Regardless, I'm going to cut down anyone who stands in my way, whether they be human, droid, or alien. Doesn't matter. Nobody stands in my way. Nobody. And they do not get to live afterwards. That I promise. I got the slappy part right. Alright, so there's definitely a base here. Let's see what all we can find. Alright. A DC-15. Kind of an outdated blaster, but hey, I'm not complaining. Infinite ammo is infinite ammo, and that is pretty important around these parts. Get some fire just in case some pesky enemy Jedi come around. You just set yourself up for that failure. Aha. So that's where I get those Sith Apprentice lightsabers, is it? Very well. Let's go on up there and get one, shall we? I would like to see anyone try and stand in my way with this arsenal. Let me just tell you one thing. They will not be able to stand against me long. Just a little bit further. Let's see. So, how is this supposed to go? Ah. Wait, is that Darth Maul? Are you serious? One of the, Okay. Well, let's see how effective he is at teaching, shall we? Alright. So, that one was on me. Oh. Alright. Let's see what you've got. Alright. Just, give me a moment to, cut you down. I know the tactical advantage that you can provide, so you're not escaping. Least of all you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop all of this, because they say that a chunk cannon is really good. So I want to test that for myself. They say that it can restore your health and your shield. Who wouldn't want to be a walking deflector shield, right? Who wouldn't want to be a human droidica? I mean, sure, you can block incoming fire with your lightsaber, but I've heard that it will take a toll, and you can't keep it up forever. So, with all that, let's go on ahead and move on with the rest of this. Alright, grab all that. And then, okay. So, let's see what else we can do from here, shall we? Oh, is there somebody over there? Alright then. let's see how long they last, shall we? Huh? Somebody's shooting from behind, too. Very interesting. Ah, I see them. There we go. Let's see how you can handle an outdated clone trooper rifle. You didn't last long. What about you? Okay. Nope. Jonesy wannabe. I don't know about this Jonesy character, but you were absolutely a wannabe. Just saying. Let's get on with it then, shall we? Alright, jump up here, and then come on over here like this and grab this chest. Nothing of any real particular interest. Of course, then again, I'm pretty kitted up anyway, so what would I need? I dare say nothing. And if you think that I'm arrogant, just watch. You will see the exact power of the legendary Darth Miragius. You will see it for yourself. Come here. Ah, there you are. Did you really think you were going to escape from me? Pitiful attempt. Alright. And your loot, as many people calls it, was just as pathetic. If you were here to represent your if you were here to represent your race, then you have made me very disappointed in whoever you were supposed to be representing, because there was no question as to how easy you were to fell. With blade and gun, I was able to take you down pretty well instantly. Yeah, run. That's all that you can do at this point. Soon as I flipped that coin, you decided to hightail it out of here. Now then, what else can we do? What's up here exactly? Fireglow Sanctuary. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Alright. So, I have plenty of time to explore as I please. Don't worry about me. I can figure this out on my own. Okay. Haha. I have mastered that technique. I guess Darth Maul is an effective teacher after all. But we would have to see exactly what all I could do from here on through his tutelage. Because right now, the main thing that I know him for is for being taken out by this exact guy right here, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have a extensive holocron on Kenobi. How he was quite the warrior back in the Clone Wars. A long, long time ago. And while the Empire wanted to scrub the records, the Jedi kept a hold of them, and thus, we know practically all about them. And the Resistance, which is currently the dominant army. You're quite formidable, unlike most of your predecessors. But your time is up, just like the rest of them. 8 eliminations. My race are notorious bounty hunters. I would have racked up enough credits to set me up for a lifetime. Do or do not, there is no try. Interesting. It almost sounds like it's a reference from something. Forgive me if I do not get the reference, but I simply do not. Now, what do we have on the so-called reality augments? And who is over there taking a cinder up? Rather interesting name, Ascender. Quite fitting, honestly, unless you're going down it. Then it would be called a descender. Kind of an interesting situation to find yourself in when you've invented something like this. But essentially, they are vertical zip lines. And while it is possible for a zip line to kind of go vertical, mostly they go diagonal or horizontal. Almost never do they go straight up and down. That is the Ascender's job. So now I see one of those floating islands that are commonplace here. Ever since I landed and started my reign of terror, they have been popping up every certain storm phase. I cannot really remember exactly which one, but they also have ascenders which you can go up and down on them. What's this, a heavy sniper rifle? I have to say, some of these weapons are quite primitive, but in my universe, they would be quite effective against Jedi, because the Jedi trying to block physical projectiles, at least in my universe, would still get hurt by the melted projectile. But in this universe, it seems like the lightsaber can absolutely block any type of weapon, whether it has physical bullets or blaster bolts. And the difference between those two is that blaster bolts are made out of plasma, the same material as lightsaber blades. And the physical bullets are made out of some sort of metal, whether they be copper, lead, or some other metal. I have yet to find one that is made out of Beskar. Wouldn't that be a bullet material to fear? Because Beskar is heat resistant. It can block lightsaber strikes, basically. And nowhere is this more evident than when you hear of the story of the Mandalorian. Now that is a story worth telling, because he is a bounty hunter that wears Beskar armor, and he manages to take down Grand Moff Gideon. And it's a story of power, and it does involve a youngling, but the same time, it involves a Mandalorian, which is my race, so I can't really fault them for that. Especially since it paints us in a grand light, because it really shows off the power that we possess, and the skills of a warrior race that really deserves to be talked about. Speaking of warrior, check out this guy. They call him the Ageless Champion. I have never really seen what he is champion of, and frankly, I have never come across one of these that have actually managed to put up a half-decent fight. Maybe this one will be different, who knows. Regardless, I have my doubts. But let's see. Okay. Let's head on over here, shall we? So, the radar bubble shows that he is right around the edge of the storm. He wouldn't be stupid enough to actually go into the storm, would he? Because, quite frankly, for every second you stay in the storm, you get weaker and weaker until finally you die. You would have to have a medkit or some bandages in order to survive any length of time in the storm. And even if you do, there is a very nasty side effect for when you stay in it long enough. They call it storm sickness. And when you get this sickness, it can become a very devastating situation. Like, you start taking more and more damage every second that you're in the storm. Not just during each phase, each second. Meaning that each hit from the storm deals more damage. And if you're not careful, storm sickness would be the thing that would take you on out. So if this ageless champion really is trying to hide in the storm and keep me from getting my gold bars, then he's much dumber than he looks, because if he doesn't have any bandages or anything like that, then I will get my bars anyway. He will have stopped nothing, and his efforts will mean nothing. He seems to be over this way somewhere. He's very obvious to spot because he's either wearing white and blue armor, orange armor, blue and pink armor, and black starry armor. So I should know exactly what he looks like, because on top of all of that, he sometimes wears a really flashy helmet. So it will be no problem at all for me to sleuth out his location and bring him down. And honestly, it would grant me much satisfaction to put this supposed champion or king in his place. Is he in here by any chance? I do not see him. Time is running out. He's, I've got a little bit over a minute and a half to find him, which would be ample enough time. But soon, he might outlast the bounty. especially seeing as how he is no longer in the storm. You just gave off your location, buddy. You are essentially as good as dead right now. Okay, so that wasn't him. Alright, well then, let's, oh, is that him? There's no use hiding now, your majesty. Soon, you're going to be dead. Oh yeah, see? What did I tell you? Oh, you think you're going to be able to duel me? You took out your blade too little, too late. I will be taking your crown now. Oh, and who do you think you are? Come on. That is who you are. You say you're Spider-Man? Well then, you just got crushed like the spider you are. Neon-stoppable. With 10 eliminations. Well, that means I'm overqualified. And that seems to be all the time we have for today. Join us in the next episode when my weaker doppelganger meets the 7 Marine Corps. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, may the Force be with you.